WrestleMania 42 is in the books, and I had a great time with this show. Some of y'all are salty bitches, but I had a great time with this show. Let's talk about it. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Seth Grimes, and I am back with the WrestleMania review. Back temporarily. Quick programming note for those that care. I am still in the process of finishing up my schooling, if you will. Finishing up my degree. So that's taking priority. So I have the free bandwidth and mental health to do all of that. Then I'm going to come back and kick y'all's ass here on YouTube. But I couldn't miss WrestleMania. I had to jump in and talk about this. I also did a theme music, entrance music, Hall of Fame. So keep an eye out for that video as well. With all that said, let's go ahead and jump on into this review. We kicked off night one with the Usos teaming up with LA Knight. Yeah, taking on The Vision, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory. And they're going to be teaming up with iShowSpeed, the fucking internet streamer. That my kids, I double checked with them. I said, hey, is iShowSpeed still a big thing with kids your age? Because I remember they talked about him when they were younger and such. They said, yes, he's still a big thing. They don't really watch him all that much anymore, but he is still a big thing. And they heard about WrestleMania. They saw the spot that iShowSpeed did without even knowing about WrestleMania or the spot because they follow the internet streamers. So for those of you who say that it's not worth bringing in these guys, that's the reason that you bring them in right there. Because my kids, they don't give a shit about wrestling, but they saw that spot and they learned about WrestleMania through iShowSpeed. Speaking of iShowSpeed, he got his ass kicked the whole match. And then at the end, he got turned on because he bumped into Logan Paul. And then that led to a beatdown of iShowSpeed, where then the Usos and LA Knight, who had won the match, came back down to save iShowSpeed, put Logan on the table for iShowSpeed to get on that top rope and do said spot that I was just talking about that the kids saw online. This was a barely serviceable opener. It was good for the internet moment of iShowSpeed, who has a gigantic following. But other than that, I hate the Usos. Big Jim, I don't mind. I like Big Jim. I hate Jey Uso. Nothing about that did anything for me. Not the biggest fan of LA Knight either. And nobody in this match really did fuck all of anything worth noting, so we're just gonna go ahead and move on. Your winners, Usos and LA Knight. We had our boy the Samoan Werewolf taking on Drew McIntyre. Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, unsanctioned match, which is really just another way of saying a hardcore match, a street fight, an anything goes match. It's the same match over and over. There's nothing different that separates the two. Unsanctioned means the referee gets to wear a different shirt. They still get the special entrances. Fatu came out with the Fire Boys, and I was a big mark for this entrance. I loved it. The whole presentation, the pomp, the pageantry. I'm a fan of this at WrestleMania. It was something the first night was heavily criticized for. Like, this is part of what I look forward to WrestleMania for. I get to see their generic everyday entrance every day. I want to see something special at WrestleMania for everybody. And I thought that's the direction that they were going for WrestleMania Night 1. Everybody got kind of something for their entrance anyway. Fatu's kicked ass. And then Drew came out with the flaming sword. Not as cool. We've seen sword shit from Drew before. This was a hell of a match, though. For everybody complaining about, oh, night one, blah, 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 blah. This was a hell of a match. It didn't go a half hour, but who cares? It was a hell of a fight. It was physical. There was some great high spots. I loved the teasing of the toolbox right from the beginning, though I thought Drew oversold it a little bit with the like it was the fucking like a crucifix and he was a vampire or something. But I mean, I guess I've never had 75 staples in the back of my head, so I don't know what what that kind of fear feels like, apparently. Drew wanted nothing to do with that, and it came back into play later at the end of the match after a physical back and forth, tables being broke. Fatu took a hell of a bump off the top rope, through the table onto the floor, but it was the toolbox to the facial features of Drew McIntyre onto the table, and then Fatu hit that double jump moonsault. 1, 2, 3, and Jacob Fatu, an emotional Jacob Fatu, as he was seen coming backstage and having a good cry. It was a picture posted on I don't know, Instagram or something, from Jey Uso. Rightfully so, man, from the fucking behind bars to the big stage of WrestleMania, getting the win. Nothing but love for Fatu, and hopefully big things to come for him. Next up, we had the fatal 4-way tag team match for the women's tag team championships. And first of all, just to kind of continue with the pageantry of everything, when Alexa Bliss came out as the dusty, dirty, burnt up fucking moth from the Wyatt moth, and then to counter that, you got the big, beautiful, colorful, glorious, gaudy butterfly of Charlotte. It fits both their personalities and it meshes together, and I just thought this was fucking great. Again, I'm a nerd for the pageantry. They come out in their normal bullshit gear every single week. I want to see something special for WrestleMania. Speaking of, then we got fucking, here comes the Jacks, and here comes the Lasher. The Jacks and the Lasher. Here comes the Jacks, and here comes the Lasher. I mean, they looked great in their white demolition gear. I popped hard for that. I mean, how can you not love that? Even if you don't like those two as a tag team, how could you not love the pageantry, the style that they put in? Oh, but them being the defending tag team champions, it was a little bit curious that they weren't the last ones to come out. And I gotta tell ya, call me a fucking oblivious or just focused on other shit, I had simultaneously heard, and I even got excited and told my girlfriend, like, hey, Paige has re-signed with WWE. Because she got, when AJ returned, my girlfriend bought the AJ Lee book, and then that led to, because on Audible they'll give you the next recommended. That led to her listening to the Paige book. So now she knows who Paige is, and then she wanted to watch some of the Total Divas, of course. Chick shit, right? But she's never actually seen Paige like as a wrestler, but she knows her. So I got excited to be like, hey, Paige resigned. But it didn't even occur to me that she would be on the rest. I would have thought, my mind went immediately to like night after WrestleMania Raw. Because silly me, I'm expecting big shit. And now I'm hoping to get this up before that comes out. If you watched it after, I might have egg on my face. Because some of them have been lackluster, but I totally didn't expect. And I had heard that Nikki was injured, and I still didn't put 2 and 2 together. It just didn't even occur to me until they came out on stage, which was great because I got the actual pop then. I wasn't reading the internet all day and didn't see any actual speculation, but man, that worked for me, and I got emotional. And I don't even like Paige all that much. I did back in the day. Like, when Paige, you gotta understand, if you weren't in the Divas era, Paige was a breath of fresh air in the Divas era. AJ gets the credit of being like the punky chick that came in and was like the counterculture to the Divas, but Paige was a counterculture to the Divas before anybody was. Everybody was a pretty Barbie doll, and then here came this pale little goth chick that could actually wrestle and kick everybody's ass and cut a promo and was still hot. But then, Paige got crazy and did, shit on the internet with certain people and drank a lot and got into things and stuff, and she eventually lost her way and fell down the card and then was released from WWE. But she has made her way back. This is a very warranted, justified pop reaction that she got. She's had a long ass journey to come back, injury. It's just great to see her and the emotion coming out of her when she won this title. I got nothing bad to say about this at all. This was the right call. We had AJ Lee defending the Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch. AJ's first WrestleMania back in, 8 years? 6 years? I don't know. She's been gone a long ass time. Back in a high profile match, one-on-one with Becky Lynch. This match didn't really, it just didn't hit the mark for me. And part of it was I was half-ass interested in this match coming into it to begin with because we've seen it so much. They have been working a program with each other. They've had the singles matches. They've had the tag match with Punk and Seth. They've done all the things, in my opinion, and I didn't know that this was a really necessary match, other than maybe AJ's done for a little bit and she's just came in to kind of get that Intercontinental title rub, work with Becky a little bit, and then get it right back over to Becky. But I didn't know that this needed to go to WrestleMania, and I don't know that they did anything in this match that made it worthy of that third match. Like, oh, they were really saving the big stuff and the special stuff to this last one, or nothing really escalated about it. Not that we needed it to be an unsanctioned match or anything like that, but I just felt like it was just another match, and it was fine, and it felt almost more like this was the culmination of Becky Lynch and Jessica Carr's feud than it was Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. But it is fine. It's fine. I'm okay with Becky being the champion. The match was okay. Becky's hot husband was out next, and I don't mean sexually or physically. I mean literally hot. His jacket was smoldering as he came to the ring with the fire exploding all around him, and he had the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. If you get that reference, we can be friends. Seth Rollins taking on Gunther, and this whole match was thrown together. It seems like every year, and I don't fault them for this because sometimes it just happens, but I should fault them for this, right? Because I got a whole team full of fucking writers that can't come up with anything better for some of these people. But it seems like every year there's a couple like big stars that really just, we don't really have anything for you. So let's just smush you two together and that'll work. You know, you both get a spot on WrestleMania. And that's what this felt like to me. There was no real story there. It didn't really mean anything to me. And Seth's big return from injury. Seth's proven that he can eat a lot of losses and not lose credibility, but he certainly wasn't going to be able to beat Gunther, right? Coming off of ending the AJ and ending John Cena. It didn't make sense. But then we got the some great sequences, I guess, to teasing the submissions and the sleeper hold there back and forth. But when Braun Breaker came out and just myrtleized Seth Rollins with the 60, 70 yard dash into the spear, that was it. He broke Seth Rollins in half. Gunther got that victory. And then Braun Breaker proceeded to continue to destroy Seth Rollins. Again, I didn't care. This didn't do anything really to push Gunther forward, in my opinion, because there was no story there to tell. It was just, I got a match with Seth, and I won my match with Seth. So anyway, who's next? Because Braun clearly going to be working with Seth, and they're going to pick that story back up now that Braun is cleared. And quite frankly, I just don't give a shit about Seth Rollins. He's never been my guy. I don't care. This was fine. It was fine. Trouble, that's me. Cherry lips and blah, 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 blah. See, this is probably what pissed a lot of people off, right? When they talk about, there's too much. There's literally people complaining about the pomp and pageantry of WrestleMania. Are you kidding me? I'm an old school Britney guy. I love a good pop star, okay? Sabrina Carpenter fan. It's Taylor. I'm a Swiftie. Fucking sue me. I don't care. I love a good pop star, a good pop diva, right? So clearly Liv is in her Britney era right now, and you guys just gotta leave her alone and quit fucking with her about it. Let her live her best life. She comes out, she does the Britney fucking entrance, and then has the clothes torn off, and I had to go take a sweat break for a minute, and then Stephanie Vaquer came out and I got all sweaty again. This was a very big important match I wanted to see, okay? And look, man, the match got shortchanged. This was kind of bullshit because this was one of the few matches on WrestleMania Night 1 for WrestleMania in general that really, I thought, did get a really good build. We really wanted to see these two go at it and have their moments. Stephanie's worked hard all year. She has earned the right to go in and have a fucking war at WrestleMania. Showcase herself in her first match at WrestleMania. And Liv has been the fucking MVP of the women's division for the last couple years now. And this was her coronation. This was her getting her flowers for being the top of the women's division for the last couple years. And it just, maybe they'll go on to Backlash and they'll give them more time. They'll have a rematch and they'll be able to have like a banger. I don't know what happened. They had to get a few more commercials in, probably. I see a lot of people complaining about the commercials. I had to throw that jab in, but honestly, if you just started a little late, you can just skip right through the ads and you don't gotta bitch and whine about it online. Excuse me. The problem with that is, I fidget. I'm a phone fidgeter, and I'll from time to time pop open my Facebook watching the match and be like, oh shit, spoiler, no, bad. So you gotta watch that. But they got shortchanged. They should have had more time. They did with it what they could, but I want to see more from these two. I hope they get a rematch. I wish it would have happened on the grandest stage where it belonged. But they did do the piece of business that they came to do, which was get the championship over on to Liv. And Steph's one of my favorites. I am not going to knock her, but she's not all the way there yet, right? You can't just run with her as your forever champion. Liv's that girl right now. She's that bitch. She's in her Britney era. Don't fuck with her, fam. She's put in the work for the last couple years and proven that she is deserving of her spot. So I'm happy with the decision, but let's get more of these two in the ring. Then it was time for the main event of the evening, the WWE Championship on the line. Yeah, Bianca Belair came out too, and people will get mad if I don't mention that she came out and announced that she's having a little baby, which is fine and all, but I don't care. Really good for her, I guess. Main event time, though. Anyway, Cody Rhodes is the golden boy as he comes out just shimmering, just wearing all of the gold, dripping with gold, helmet to toe. I appreciate the Batman-esque entrance that he had here. I think they came close without touching on any kind of copyright infringements or anything like that. But they did the thing where the graphics made it look like they were going down an elevator, down into a cave, perhaps. And then they showed the different statues, the mannequins or whatever, with wearing the old Cody Rhodes uniforms, which is very Batman-esque in the Batcave. He's got his old bat suits there. Robin's got the old Robin suits in there. They're all right there on display, exactly like Cody Rhodes had it. So it was good, taking a little walk down memory lane, which is what the build to this should have been to begin with. I'm not as outraged about the Pat McAfee shit as everybody else is on the internet, because Pat McAfee's really good at what he does. So at the very least, I'm entertained by it. But he had no business being there. There was plenty of story to tell. They should have inserted him into something that didn't have as much of a story or something. Because all the story was there already. Cody, the young boy, to Randy Orton, legacy. It was all right there. Have Ted DiBiase do a goddamn run out and eat an RKO for all I care. That's what this needed to be. And it seems like they decided that at WrestleMania. Which I guess, if the future people are watching this 10, 20 years from now, they're going to see the match and the presentation. They're not going to necessarily know all the bullshit going up to it. But this was a weird... I liked the story of this, but it was weird. They immediately went into, Randy's hurt. I don't know if that's true or not, if it's a work. It became the story of the match. They were doing superplexes and shit, so if he is hurt, I mean, he's not really doing anything to make it any better. The match moved a little slow, picked up towards the end, and then got violent at the end. Not sure what happened here exactly. Cody, he got busted open. Where did he get busted open? On the back of the head, the side of the head, the top of the head? Was the eye gimmick from the same shot that busted him open, the belt? Or did the eye gimmick come from the punt that came second? The punt didn't look like a 40-yard field goal or anything, but it was WrestleMania, and Cody likes to have it laid in, so that's scary though. Cody ended up having his eyes swell up on him immediately. It got all puffy. It reminded me of Vader when it fucking popped out of his eyeball, and then his face looks like Vader's face did after Vader's eyeball popped out. Cody completely just reckless disregard for his body. I thought the ending was fun, and I thought overall that this was a better night than most people gave it credit for. I was entertained. I enjoyed the night of wrestling. Was it epic? No, it hadn't reached that peak of epic or of grandeur yet, but it was a very good, solid pay-per-view up until that point. And as far as Cody Rhodes winning, hey man, if Randy's really hurt, then that's the call, obviously. I would have not mind seeing Randy Orton get a 15-time world championship. I don't know that Cody needs the belt right now, and he's showing more of his heel face right now. Who knows when that heel turn's coming? I bet you it's coming sooner rather than later. One of my most anticipated matches of WrestleMania opened WrestleMania Night 2. Probably one of your most anticipated matches as well. Obafemi, the man, the ruler, taking on the beast Brock Lesnar. And boy, oh boy, man, I just wanted to see. I didn't expect much out of this. I actually expected it to probably go by pretty quick too. But what we needed to see is Obafemi come out of this with the win and come out of this looking strong, not just winning, barely surviving, but fairly dominant. I would have liked to see him a little bit more dominant. I was okay, not a full squash. I was okay with a lot of the back and forth, but I would have liked a moment where Oba was just undeniable. And I think he was almost there. He definitely, obviously, he stood tall at the end. But I think there could have been just another moment or two there. But it wasn't needed because the point came across. Oba looked strong. He got a big win. He's got the rocket ship strapped to his ass, and rightfully so. I hope he gets everything he has coming to him all the way up to the main event of next year's WrestleMania and a world title. Abso-fucking-lutely. 100%. He is the guy. A lot of great talent coming up right now. A lot of great talent to nip at his heels, but Oba's the guy. Give him the ball. Let the fucking guy run. What I did not expect to happen after... nobody did. Did anybody know that was coming? I don't even know that the people in, obviously, I'm guessing like a Triple H or, the guys in the production truck would have known that Brock was going to do it. But did Paul even know? Probably, but wow, this was something special, man. Brock just out of nowhere takes his gloves off, his boots off, leaves him in the middle of the ring, and takes his bows, kisses the mat, cries like a baby. This was the other part, like, for all the shit Brock gets and the all of it, the drama and his reputation in general of just kind of being a dick, hard to approach, maybe even hard to work with at times. I don't think any of us really ever thought Brock loved this shit. I mean, he's here all the time. You could say, he's just here for a paycheck, but bro's set for life, right? I mean, more money's always good too, please, but he keeps coming back to this when he doesn't really have to. So at some level, he's got to love it. But to see him get as emotional as he did and break down and cry like a baby bitch like that, Brock Lesnar, a little baby bitch, oh man, melt my heart. The crowd cheering for him, giving him his props too, the thank you Brocks, the respect. People did not expect to see that coming. It just happened. It came out of nowhere. It created a WrestleMania moment. And wow. I'm glad he got the flowers. I'm glad he got the respect. I'm glad he showed the emotion he did. I'm glad that he let it all out and just cried and kissed the mat and shook hands with the fans and took it all in. It was a very powerful moment, very cool, and I think Brock will be missed in this business, man. There's nobody like him. If anybody's like him, though, it's Obafemi. So, and he's not. But I mean, to pass the torch to a guy like that, that's not a bad handoff. Great piece of business here, and just wow, Brock's done, man. This ladder match was nutty bananas, and we knew that it would be. You had to know that it would be. It's full of a bunch of luchadors, and JD McDonough's a crazy-ass bastard, never afraid to take a wild bump. Rusev out there to be a good power base and just catch people and stuff. This had all the makings to be a car crash, and a car crash it was. I don't know that it stood out from any other of the many car crashes that we've seen at Money in the Bank or WrestleMania proper for a lot of those big multi-man ladder matches. But they're always fun to see, and they always fit great on a WrestleMania card. It's a great way to get the guys on the show, to put a little spectacle and chaos and just high spot moments on the show. I thought everything accomplished what it needed to. Javon Evans looked like a young, crazy, high-flying up-and-comer that got a little respect put on his name. And we got to see Penta successfully defend against everybody, come out strong, looking like $1 million. A couple wild destroyers in this match. It was chaos. Didn't necessarily stand out from any other chaos car crash match that I've seen before, but it was fun to watch, and I'm glad Penta still got the strap because he's my guy, Zero Miedo. This was probably my least looked forward to match coming into it. I don't like Sami Zayn. I'm just not a Sami Zayn guy, and I got a lot of respect for Trick Williams, and I mean, I wouldn't say he's like my favorite or anything, but you know, so he's not like a draw for me, but I'm very glad that he won and he's got the title, because clearly we talked about Obafemi earlier being the guy, strap a rocket ship to him, he's going to the moon. Trick Williams is not far behind him. Trick Williams is you know, there's this whole new wave of guys. You got a guy like a Trick Williams coming in, making an impact on a WrestleMania card, winning the United States title. Sami Zayn's just boring to me. I could give a fuck less about anything he does. It doesn't interest me. In fact, I had this horrible premonition when he was coming down the aisle that next year's WrestleMania is going to be in Saudi. What if Sami Zayn gets a title shot at Saudi and is in the main event of WrestleMania? I know a lot of people love their Sami Zayn. And he's at times the ultimate underdog, and he's one of the best at fighting from underneath, but he's just kind of been boring to me. None of this has interested me. I'll tell you, Lil Yachty also impressed me too. I'm a little bit after my time in rap music. I'm like a Jay-Z, Kanye era kind of guy. Not so much the Lil Yachty, but Lil Yachty, I mean, he fits like a glove. He'd be a great manager in WWE. He fit his role very well as a manager, hype man. He got the mission, and his use was well here. But this was the right play. Put the belt on Trick Williams and let this fucking guy rock. You got Oba heading to the top of the card. Trick Williams can hold down the middle, undercard, mid-card, United States era for a long, long time until he's undeniable and ready for the main event as well. He's going to be a player. Finn Balor's demon Demon Finn Balor taking on Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dom, if you will. And I've spent my fair amount of time kind of ragging on Finn Balor over the last year or two. Take nothing away from his talent, but it seems like he's really not put any effort forward. You know, he's gotten to the point where he's wearing track pants out to the ring and shit, right? Like, to me, he just hasn't stood out where everybody's like, oh, it's a shame he's not in the main event and stuff. And I look at Judgment Day Finn Balor, and I'm like, I don't really see. I remember the guy that was the demon that was winning world titles and shit. I remember his rise in NXT. I remember winning the title from Seth Rollins, the first ever Universal Champion. But he's been kind of just there lately. Nothing to write home about. So I was very pleasantly surprised to see a return to form for Finn Balor. I don't want him to just be the demon all the time. The demon needs to remain special. That's what keeps it special. But man, he was like a different person out there. He really, really was. Just everything, the way he moves, the way he acts, the reckless abandon, the viciousness. It's Finn, but it's Finn possessed by a demon, right? It's the demon takes over and all hell, you're fucked. And Dominic sold that well. Sorry, I got a little bit of a sniffler. Not trying to sniffle in your nose. I'm sorry. In your face, in your ears. I don't fucking know. It's late. Fuck off. This was the right move. Have Demon Balor go in there and just beat the shit out of Dominic Mysterio. Dominic got a little bit of heat for a little while, but Demon overcame it and just ended up doing the coup de grace through the table, putting an end to our boy Dominic Mysterio. And look, I don't know what you do from here because you don't want to overuse the Demon, but I think you can try to give Finn another push as an independent, as a solo star, now that he's not in the Judgment Day. Let's see where that goes. Dominic, he's fine. He'll recover from this. He's a heel. A chicken shit heel. He'll be fine. He can absorb a win. He's already bitching about how he didn't sign up for a match against the Demon. He signed against Finn Balor, and it's bullshit. That's exactly how you play it. Jade Cargill defending the WWE Women's Championship against Rhea Bloody Ripley. And I knew which way this one was going the second that they walked out, because Jade came out and she had quite the attitude on her, talking trash about the people talking trash, right? She was very sassy on her way to the ring. I was like, okay, she's got a little bit of an attitude right now, a little bit of a chip on her shoulder. Then we get Rhea Ripley coming out, our fucking goth queen, right, who comes out. And she's wearing all white? We've never seen that before. She's definitely getting the win, unless she's plans on just bleeding all over the place, which is not likely in this match. This was the right call. Sad to say, I've always been one of Jade's biggest supporters. Early on in AEW, not at first when she came out and did the promo and got in Cody's face, or what was it, Cody and Brandy that she started with? I don't know. But there was a little, they debuted her with her baddies and shit like that, but it didn't take long. I heard an interview with her and kind of got a feel for where her mind was, and just seeing her physical presence, it's like, yeah, no, this girl's, there's something there. I was so happy for her when she came to WWE. The thing of it is that Jade Cargill is not progressing in the ring. She is not a world champion level wrestler. So world champion level look, body, personality, charisma, and that's more than half the battle in WWE. It always has been. Ultimate Warrior. But you can't deny that she's barely serviceable in the ring. She's slow, plotting, she's still painting by numbers. It's a thing. Maxine Dupree does this too. It's so obvious when you see this, when there's people out there wrestling and they're green and they don't quite know what they're doing yet. You can see them thinking about it. You don't think, you react. It's a fight. You're in a match. Don't worry about what your goddamn next spot is. Just fucking what would you do? It's not that hard. Wrestling psychology is not that hard. What would you realistically do? And just all these little boop, 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 pa, powder puff clotheslines, and just, I don't know. She's not there yet, and it doesn't seem to be catching because she's been around long enough where she should be picking it up by now. It's worrying to me because I love Jade Cargill, and I don't want to see somebody that looks like that go to waste. Like, what are you going to do? Shove her down the mid-card because she can't work? No, she looks like $1 million. But get her up to speed, man. That said, this was one of her better matches, and that's entirely attributed to Rhea Ripley, who is now your WWE Women's Champion. And who she works with going forward, it remains to be seen. And now it is time for our tribal chief, Roman Reigns, to challenge our world's champion, CM Punk. Before this, I should mention that Danhausen made his WrestleMania debut. God bless Danhausen, man. I am so happy for this guy, and happy Kit Wilson got to be in there as well. He deserves a WrestleMania moment as well. I'm glad both of them got in there. Danhausen with the army of little Danhausens, that was... Everything this guy does is preposterous. You know, when he made his debut, everybody's like, what the fuck was that? And the pyro, the little poof was embarrassing. And, oh, the lights came back on. You could still see them. Like, people thought it was just a botch and a clusterfuck and a badly... And if they didn't get... It took a little while for everyone to realize, oh, this is just Danhausen's charm. This is just what he is, what he does. Michael Cole had to get his get the word midgets out there. He was very adamant about saying that. He's like, it's fine. I got permission to say it before you get mad at me. Hey, cool, Paul. Hey, Cole. Shit. I say retard all the time now, right? Let's take a little back for us, right? The PC world took a lot from us. Let's take a little back. You can say something's retarded. You can say there's these little people or whatever you want to call them. I don't go there just because whatever. What's the point, right? They're little people. They're little dudes. Anyway, all of that to say, I'm glad to see Danhausen got it, and he hides under the ring at the end with the lights. I mean, my God, the preposterousness. John Cena's in there cracking up. It's just beautiful, just beautiful. I love Danhausen. But the main event, that's what we came here to talk about. And my God, what a main event. I mean, my God. It's hard to say with recency bias, and because we're 41 WrestleManias in, I lost count. I was trying to do this the other day. Like, I could recite you damn near every match from every WrestleMania up to WrestleMania 20, 21, 22, 23, 24-ish is right around the time where things start to blur a little bit for me. And then it just all kind of washes together, and I couldn't really tell you what was the main event of what year or what, you know. I remember them. I'm just not as good as, oh, that was the main event of WrestleMania 37 when But my God, this had to be one of the best WrestleMania main events I've ever seen. It's fair to say this was all of it. This was a hell of a match. My boy Punk, I am a shameless Punk fan. CM Punk is my Lord and Savior. CM Jesus Christ Punk. Amen. But, you know, my tribal chief as well. Like, we were both, they're both baby faces. I think all of us fans were in that boat where we like both these guys and we just want to see a good match. And they put on a hell of a match. And they told a hell of a story. Because the whole thing was anything you can do, I can do better, and I can keep up with you, and we're going to go, and Punk's not going to die. You know, as much as Roman can dish out, Punk's going to fight back, the ever-fighting spirit. And then it came down to a spot that Punk has done many times. And as soon as I seen it, I was like, oh, we're doing this spot again at WrestleMania, where Punk will hit the GTS, the guy falls into the ropes and falls right over Punk's shoulders. Like, he's done that. He did it in AEW, and then he brought it to WWE, which is fair because not everybody watches AEW. So fine, he did it there, he did it here, but I don't want it to be like a thing. but it became a thing. But he used that to tell the story that this time he couldn't get him back up for the second one, like he could in the other two. Both the other matches, the guy leans on his shoulders again. Punk powers the guy up again for one more. Hits the second. Night. Knock my fucking hat off. Night. That's it. Go to sleep. But this time he couldn't get Roman up. He didn't have it in him to do that. And Roman was able to capitalize and hit him with one hell of a goddamn spear, and boom, 1, 2, 3, new world's champion. I wasn't sure. I didn't know how to call this. I didn't know what it was going to be. Because if Roman wins, which he did, okay, now what? Who's he going to feud with? How long is he going to stick around? He's come out now and said his full-time, this part-time stuff's over with. I'm going to be back full-time through the summer, which is only the next couple months. And then what? You're going to take a break? That's still part-time, Joe. But okay, fine. If you're going to be here every week through the summer, obviously I think in another tell was in the post-show when Oba's name started getting chanted. Because when Oba was out there, they started chanting OTC for, talking about who Oba might be looking at down the line. Fans wanted to see that match. So when Roman was out there, they started chanting for Oba. And Roman was talking a little bit smack. And he's like, I don't think he's ready now. We'll see how he does. And by the end of summer, we'll see. So Roman's going to be sticking around through the summer, and he's saying we'll see how Oba does through the summer. Could we be looking at an Oba Femi beating Roman Reigns at SummerSlam to win the World Heavyweight title? Is that what we're doing? I would have waited until WrestleMania. But I guess you don't really need to because Oba's there, right? It seems to be the play, but maybe not. We'll see what is the play, and I don't know what's going to be for Punk. I read somewhere that he might be taking time off, but you know how it goes when you read somewhere on the internet, right? Can't ever take any of that to heart. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see who comes out. Hell of a match, though. I mean, these guys, my God, this was just everything that you would want in a WrestleMania match. Sans like any kind of big run-in, right? Because like what Cody and Roman did at WrestleMania 40 with Undertaker and Rock and John Cena, all of them getting involved. It felt like the high spot match of all high spots. But this was just a war of a match. And I can't think of many WrestleMania matches that are comparable. I don't know where it holds up against like a Shawn and Taker, but for anybody that doubted a CM Punk, old man Punk, he can't hang anymore. God, him and Roman, incredible. But what are your thoughts? Let me know down in those comments below. Tell me what your favorite match of WrestleMania was. Tell me what your least favorite match, your biggest surprise, the thing you hated most, the thing you liked most. Tell me your dick size. What is it soft? What is it hard? I don't care. Just leave a comment down in those comments. It helps the algorithm, bro. And then, hit the like button while you're there. Hit subscribe if you like this video. You want to see more from me. I will be popping back in as soon as my schoolings is done. Or if I just got something to say. Like, I ain't going away. I'm here. I'm watching everything. I see it. I have opinions. Peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes. And we will catch you in the next video.